Hello friends, my name is Mustafa and you are watching my tutorial. In this video we will learn about Angular project structure step by step. We will go through all the folder and files and we will look into that in a very great details. So let's start. So this is the project we created in our last video. So I will strongly recommend you to view our last video. So my Angular first app, this is the one we created and this is the folder and the file we have. So let's start from the bottom. This is the lintin file, tslint.json file. A tslint file is a tool that checks our TypeScript code for readability, maintainability, and functionality error. This file contains its configuration where we can set the rules for the project. So what that rule is, see this is the rule, there are n number of rules that we can set in this tslint file. So if you want me to cover all of them, please write below in the comment box. So let's see one of the major rules that we can use in our project. The first one I will cover is no where required, false. Quote mark, single, semicolon, always. What does it mean? To understand this, let's open our app component. So if you don't know what the component is, don't worry, we will cover all these things in our upcoming video. So let's talk about this semicolon always. So here we have a variable that we created and see this variable, I'm not closing this one with the semicolon. So let's check what is happening. So for checking the linting error, we have a command called ng space lint, L-I-N-T, press enter. And you can see the error, missing semicolon. Forbidden where keyword used let or cons instead. Identifier name is never reassigned, use cons instead of where. So we will understand these three errors step by step. So what this missing semicolon is, see here in the tslint.json file, we have set a rule that semicolon always. So we always need to use semicolon. So in this one, if you see this line of code, title, I'm not closing this line with the semicolon. So let's close this one with the semicolon and save this file. Control S, just clear this console and run this command again. Now you can see that semicolon error has gone. So means if you set any rule here, we need to follow in all of our components. So the first error has gone. Now let's talk about the second error. Forbidden where keyword, use let or const instead. So here we have set a rule that no where required false. Means we cannot use the where keyword, and see the error is saying forbidden where keyword. So use let. So let us use let keyword. Now save this file, clear this console and run this command again for checking the linting error. Now you can see we have only one error. Now the error is saying identifier name, means this name is never reassigned. So use const instead of let. So means we are never reassigning that. So this is also one of the rules that is set in this file. So use const instead of let. Let us use const. Save this file, clear this console, run the same command again. Now you can see that all files passed linting, means whatever the rule we have set here, whatever the rule we have set in this file, we are following that rules. If we don't follow that rule, we will get a linting error. We use tslint file to follow a standard in our project. That is the only purpose. If you come down and see we have call signature, no space, index signature, no space. In the parameter, we can't give any space. If you give any space, it will give you the linting error. Property declaration, no space. Variable declaration, no space. So you have n number of, like ban keywords. So if you try to use keyword in your application, it will throw you a linting error. Again, the white space. So these are all options that you can set in your TS lint file. So again, I am saying if you want a separate tutorial for this linting file, please write your comment in the comment box. tsconfig.spec.json. This is the file where we put configuration for testing our application. So whatever the configuration you want to put for your testing, you can put in this file. Now let's move to tsconfig.base.json file. This file contains TypeScript and Angular compilation options that all projects in the workspace inherit. So this is the file from where all the other configuration file inherits. So here you can see that we have compile on save options, base URL, output directory, source map equal to true. The source map file actually creates an JavaScript file against each of these app.component.ts file. As we know that our browser doesn't understand TypeScript, browser understands JavaScript. Whatever the component we have in our project, against every component, a JavaScript file gets created. Then here you can see that we are targeting ECMAScript 2015. Then we have tsconfig.app.json file. This file overrides the tsconfig file. So whatever you have in this tsconfig file, it will be overridden by this file. So let's look what is there in the tsconfig.json file. So here you can see that we have the compile on save option, the one we have seen in the base tsconfig.base.json file, the same we have here. So whatever we have in the tsconfig.json file, it will be overridden by this tsconfig.app.json file. So in this file we have, if you come down, we have include section, whatever the source we want to include, whatever the source we want to exclude, and many other options. But remember that this file, the one we are discussing now, is not that much frequently used. The one TSLint is the one that you can use frequently. This is the one that is infrequently used file. Then we have readme.md. This is the file where you can put all your documentations. So here you can see the build command, what actually it does. There is written about that. Then you can see whatever we have in our project, you can document it here. Then we have package.log.json. So before that, let's understand package.json file. Package.json file contains two major sections. The first one is dependencies and the other one is dev dependencies. Dev dependencies are required only at the time of development. If you see these sections contains Karma, Protractor, Jasmine. So these are the testing tools that we required only at the time of development, right? We don't require this tool in our production server. And if you see these dependencies, these are the dependencies that we need in our production server to run our application. So all these dependencies we need in our production server. Now let's talk about the script section. In the script section, we have key value pair. So the key is ng and the value is also ng. Key is a start and the value is ng space serve, and so forth. So let's understand what actually is this. If we want to run our application, we have a command called ng serve and press enter. Now you can see that our Application is compiling. Our application got compiled successfully. Press Ctrl C and CLS. Let us understand what is actually happening behind the scene. So either you run ng space serve or npm start. So this start. So if you run this command npm start, internally it will run this command. So just press enter, and now you can see that ng serve is getting executed, and see our application is getting compiled. Our application got compiled. Again press Ctrl C and say yes, CLS, clear the console, and just modify it by ng space serve1. So this is not the command, right? This is invalid command. So let's see what is happening here. Save this file. See, this is not saved. So make sure that you are saving the file. Save this file and again press the same command, npm space start. We got error. We got error because ng serve1 is not the command. That's the reason we got. So this is proving that whether we run ng serve or npm start, the same command is getting executed. So this is the configuration. So for build we have ng build, for testing we have ng test, for linting we have ng lint that we have already seen, and for end-to-end testing we have ng E2E. Now let's come to package.log.json. Package.log.json, it maintains a history of all of your dependencies. Let's say here you have Angular/animation version 10.0.6. Tomorrow you upgrade this version to 10.0.7. So this log file maintains all the version automatically. You don't need to do anything. This will do automatically for you. Whenever you add a new dependencies here, it will automatically log into that. So you can say the package-log.json, it maintains a history. Karma.config.json. So this is a configuration file for testing. So this is also not frequently used file. Now let us understand angular.json file. This is one of the most important file of this project. So if you see this file actually helps us to define settings and structure of the project. So if you see here, this is the name of the project, My Angular First App, that you can see here, My Angular First App. If you see, this is a version of the application. Source root. So source root is this file, source file. Prefix. Let us prove what this prefix is. If you open this app.component.ts file, and if you see this selector, it has a prefix app. It has a prefix app. So this prefix is coming from here. So let's prove it. Clear the console. And as of now, let's create a component. So for creating a component, the command is ng, G for generate, C for component, and the name of the component. So whatever name you want, you can give. So first component, press enter. If you don't know about the component, don't worry. We will learn in a very great detail in our upcoming video. So if you see here, it has created a component, and if you see, it created a folder, first space component, and if you open this TS file, you will see app first component. So see, this is the prefix which is added. Now let us modify this file, app 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again create a component. So first component 1 and press enter. Now our component 1 is also created, and let's open this one, component 1 and component. Now you can see that app 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming from this file. So it is proving that it is coming from here. So let's remove this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 If you see the output path, this output path is that when you make a production build, your compiled code will be saved at this location. So let's open this location here. So let's copy this path and open it here. Remove this one and press enter. So this is the root of our application. If you see here, we don't have any folder with dist / my first Angular. So what happens when we do a production build, it will create a dist file here, and inside that, all the compiled file, all the file that we need to deploy at the production will be stored here. So let's do a production build. ng build -- prod. So ng build -- prod, this is the command for a production build. If you see here again, we don't have any folder with the name dist. So the moment we press enter and see what is happening. Our project is compiling now. Now our application is built successfully. So if you come to this folder, you will see dist file is there, and inside that we have my Angular first app, and this is the file that we will deploy in our production server. So this is the path. So you can set any path you want. Then we have index. So let's open the index file. This is the index file. So this is the file when you run your application. This is the file that is going to be rendered on your screen. So this is the setting index.html. We have main.ts. Main.ts is the configuration file from where our application bootstrapped. Bootstrap means from where our application starts running. So we will discuss in our next video about main.ts file. Then we have polyfills. Polyfills is a file that help us to fill the gap of our browser. Let me give you an example. If you have worked with JavaScript do not support all the browser. Let's say code X is working on Chrome, maybe the same code will not work on Internet Explorer. If it is working on the Internet Explorer, it will not work on Safari, or maybe it will not work on the any other browser. So these files make sure that your code will run in all of the browser. And there are many other options that is not that much mandatory. Maybe you will not touch this point. There is exclude section that you can exclude in your application, and bunch of other options. So now let's move to git ignore. So git ignore is the file that where in this file you will put path of all those files that you don't want to push in your Git repository. So here if you see /node module. So /node module is what? Let's come to this application, and this is the module. So this module you don't need to push in your Git repository. So whatever the file you don't want to push in your Git repository, you will give path of those files. That's it. Editor config. This file helps you to maintain consistency across the application. So if you can see char set equal to UTF-8, and if you see in the TS file, code type equal to single, and in the MD file, this file, max line length of, and trim trailing white space equal to false. So whatever the common configuration you want to put for the project, you can put it here. .browser list RC. In this file, you mention the name of all the browser that is supported by your application. Then we have test.ts file. This is the file where you will write your test case for your application. Test.ts. This is the entry point for your testing. So these are the files mostly we don't need to touch at all. And then finally we have style.css. Here you will write a style that will apply globally. This is the polyfills.ts. This is the file that we discussed before. This file will fill the gap of your browser. Main.ts. From here our application gets started. The bootstrap of our application gets started from main.ts file that we will discuss in our next video. Index.html is the file that gets rendered on your screen. Favicon.icon. So these are the icons that gets displayed on your title bar. Let's see this one. The one you see here, the image, this is called favicon icon. Let's see this TS, whatever you see this G, this is called favicon icon. Then we have environment, where you can put environment specific settings. So we have production and for the development. In this folder you can put assets like CSS, images. Finally, inside the SRC we have app. So we will discuss in our next video about this folder, because if I cover this folder also, the length of video will become very big. Finally, we have node modules. So whatever package you installed here in the package.json file, whatever the dependencies you install, all of them will be installed here. Then we have file for end-to-end testing. So whatever configuration you want to put for end-to-end testing, you can put here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you so much.